6 key insights to prevent muscle loss after 60. The power of plant-based proteins. Muscle loss is a quiet but significant challenge as we age. After 60, the average adult loses 1 to 2% of muscle mass annually, which can translate to a 10 to 20% reduction in strength and mobility over a decade. This isn't just about aesthetics, it impacts balance, independence, and overall health, increasing the risk of falls, frailty, and metabolic decline. While the health industry often pushes eat more protein as the solution, the truth is more nuanced and, frankly, more hopeful. It's not just about consuming more grams, it's about smarter choices with the protein you already eat, especially from overlooked sources like plant-based foods. In a Stanford study we conducted, the DipFits trial, we followed 600 people assigned to either healthy low-carb or low-fat diets. We didn't just track weight loss, we examined eating habits, food beliefs, and physiological responses. Surprisingly, genetics, insulin levels, and diet preferences weren't the strongest predictors of success. What mattered most? Sustainable behaviors, high-quality food, and flexibility. This insight challenges the myth that animal proteins are always superior for muscle health and opens the door to plant-based options that rival or even outperform traditional choices. Today, we'll explore 6 key insights to prevent muscle loss after 60, with a focus on one remarkable plant-based food, tempeh, that delivers more protein per calorie than eggs, supports muscle protein synthesis, MPS, reduces inflammation, and aligns with values like sustainability. We'll cover why some plant proteins score as high as eggs on the Protein Digestibility Corrected Amino Acid Score, PDCAAS, how aging changes muscle metabolism, the role of gut health in protein absorption, and how to integrate these insights into real, enjoyable meals without turning food into a math problem. Whether you're 60, 70, or simply planning for longevity, this article is about practical, science-backed tools that fit your biology, values, and lifestyle. Insight 1. Rethinking protein quality. Plant proteins can rival eggs. The problem. Over-reliance on animal proteins for decades, eggs have been the gold standard for protein quality, scoring a perfect 1.0 on the PDCAAS, which measures a food's essential amino acid content and digestibility. Eggs are highly bioavailable, rich in all 9 essential amino acids, and easy to digest. But the narrative that animal proteins are inherently superior is outdated. Recent research shows that certain plant-based proteins, when properly prepared, match or even outperform eggs in key metrics, offering additional benefits like fiber, micronutrients, and zero cholesterol. The science. PDCAAS and plant protein performance. The PDCAAS evaluates how well a food provides essential amino acids and how efficiently the body absorbs them, while eggs score a 1.0, so do plant protein isolates like soy, pea, and potato when concentrated or combined strategically. A 2018 study in Nutrients found that soy protein isolate scores a perfect 1.0, delivering all essential amino acids with high digestibility. Per calorie, some plant proteins edge out eggs for muscle health. For example, a 100-gram, 3.5-ounce serving of tempeh provides 19 grams of protein at 190 calories, 0.1 g protein per calorie, compared to 2 eggs, 12 g protein, 140 calories, 0.086 g per calorie. Soy-based foods like tempeh also bring unique advantages. A half cup of cooked soybeans, 15 g protein, contains fiber, iron, magnesium, and phytochemicals with anti-inflammatory properties, unlike eggs, which offer no fiber and contain cholesterol. A 2020 meta-analysis in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition linked soy consumption to improved LDL cholesterol profiles, particularly in postmenopausal women, without compromising muscle retention. A 2019 randomized controlled trial in JAMA found that older adults who replaced some animal protein with soy maintained lean muscle mass while improving kidney function and reducing inflammation. The myth that plant proteins are incomplete stems from the fact that some, e.g., rice, low in lysine, lack 1 or 2 essential amino acids. However, combining complementary sources like rice and beans or lentils and quinoa creates a complete amino acid profile. A 2021 study in the Journal of Nutrition confirmed that diverse plant-based diets meet amino acid needs when consumed over the course of a day, as the body pools and recycles amino acids. Practical tools. Incorporating high-quality plant proteins here are actionable ways to integrate plant proteins into your diet. Start with tempeh. A 100-gram serving of tempeh, 19g protein, 5-7g fiber, is a complete protein with a nutty, versatile flavor. Try it marinated in tamari and garlic, stir-fried with vegetables, or crumbled into chili. Its fermentation enhances digestibility, reducing bloating compared to unfermented soy. Combine complementary proteins. Pair grains and legumes for complete proteins. Examples: brown rice with black beans, 15g protein per cup combined, quinoa with lentils, 14g per cup, or whole grain toast with almond butter and soy milk, 18-22g per serving. Experiment gradually. Swap one animal protein meal per week with a plant-based option. For instance, replace eggs with a tofu scramble, 15g protein per half a cup tofu, or a pea protein smoothie, 20g per scoop. Real-world example: Sharon, a 68-year-old participant in one of our plant-based studies, worried that moving away from meat would weaken her. A gardener, she struggled to stand from kneeling. After incorporating tempeh stir-fries, edamame salads, and pea protein smoothies, she maintained leg strength, felt less joint pain, and reported cleaner digestion after 6 months. Her experience aligns with research showing plant proteins support muscle health when thoughtfully integrated. Takeaway plant proteins like tempeh can match or exceed eggs in quality and efficiency, offering fiber, micronutrients, and sustainability. Ask, could I try one plant-based protein meal this week, like tempeh stir-fry, to explore its taste and benefits? Insight 2. Muscle protein synthesis and aging, overcoming anabolic resistance. The problem: declining muscle responsiveness after age 60. Muscles become less responsive to protein's anabolic signals, a phenomenon called anabolic resistance. This means the same protein intake that built muscle in your 30s or 40s is less effective, increasing the risk of sarcopenia. Simply eating more protein isn't enough. Timing, quality, and movement matter more. The science. Anabolic resistance and protein timing. A 2013 study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism compared muscle protein synthesis in younger and older adults given identical high-quality protein doses. Younger muscles responded robustly, while older muscles showed a blunted response due to reduced mTOR signaling, a key pathway for MPS. To counter this, research from McMaster University, 2015, the Journal of Nutrition, found that evenly distributing 25 to 30 grams of protein across 3 meals maximizes MPS in older adults, compared to skewed patterns, e.g., 10g at breakfast, 40g at dinner. Leucine, an essential amino acid, is critical for triggering MPS. After 60, you need 2.5-3g of leucine per meal to flip the MPS switch. Animal proteins like eggs, 1.2g leucine per 2 eggs, and dairy are leucine-rich, but so are soy, 1.8g per 100g tempeh. Pumpkin seeds, 2g per quarter cup, and lentils, 1.5g per cup. A 2017 review in Nutrients emphasized that combining high leucine proteins with resistance training enhances muscle sensitivity, doubling MPS gains in older adults. Practical tools. Timing protein for muscle health. Here are strategies to optimize protein intake. Distribute protein evenly. Aim for 25-30g protein per meal. For breakfast, try a smoothie with 1 scoop pea protein, 20g, 1 tablespoon chia seeds, 6g, and soy milk, 7g. For lunch, a lentil quinoa salad, 14g, with edamame, 11g. Dinner could be tempeh stir-fry, 19g, with brown rice. Focus on leucine-rich foods. Include soy, lentils, or pumpkin seeds. Example, 100g tempeh, 1.8g leucine, or a quarter cup pumpkin seeds, 2g leucine, per meal hits the target. Pair with movement resistance training, e.g., bodyweight squats, light weights, amplifies protein's effects. A 2018 meta-analysis in sports medicine showed that older adults combining protein redistribution with strength training gained twice the muscle mass compared to diet alone. Real-world example: a 72-year-old retired teacher in our community program paired simple bodyweight squats with protein-rich meals, tofu stir-fries, lentil soups. After 6 months, She walked farther, climbed stairs with less effort, and reported higher energy, demonstrating the power of protein timing and movement. Takeaway: anabolic resistance requires intentional protein timing, 25-30 g per meal, and movement to maintain muscle. Ask, could I add 10 g more protein to breakfast, like soy milk in my oats, to balance my intake? Insight 3. The gut's role in protein absorption. The problem. Digestion limits protein use. It's not just how much protein you eat, it's how much your body absorbs and uses. Aging reduces stomach acid and enzyme production, impairing protein digestion. The gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria in your digestive tract, plays a critical role in amino acid absorption, and imbalances from low-fiber diets can hinder this process. The science. Microbiome and protein metabolism. A 2020 study from the University of Arkansas Nutrients found that older adults absorbed less protein than younger adults due to reduced digestive efficiency and gut inflammation. A healthy microbiome enhances amino acid bioavailability, reduces inflammation, and supports gut barrier function. The American Gut Project 2018 showed that eating 30+ different plant foods weekly was the strongest predictor of microbial diversity, improving nutrient absorption. Fermented foods like tempeh, kimchi, and miso introduce beneficial bacteria, enhancing digestion. A 2021 study in gut microbes found that fermented soy products increased amino acid uptake by 15% compared to unfermented soy, due to reduced anti-nutrients and improved gut health. Fiber from whole plants, beans, lentils, vegetables, feeds beneficial bacteria, further supporting protein metabolism. Practical tools. Feeding your microbiome. Here are ways to optimize gut health for protein absorption. Increase fiber diversity. Aim for 30 plant foods weekly, including beans, lentils, whole grains, vegetables, fruits, nuts, and seeds. Example: a salad with chickpeas, spinach, tomatoes, and pumpkin seeds. Incorporate fermented foods. Add tempeh, miso, or kimchi to meals. Example: tempeh stir-fry with broccoli and brown rice, or miso soup with tofu and seaweed. Hydrate with fiber. Drink 12 to 16 ounces of water with high-fiber meals to aid digestion and prevent bloating. A 2019 study in the Journal of Nutrition linked adequate hydration to improved gut motility in older adults. Real-world example: Paul, a 65-year-old participant, struggled with bloating from legumes. By gradually increasing fiber, lentils with rice and vegetables, and adding fermented foods like tempeh, his digestion improved within weeks, allowing him to incorporate plant proteins without discomfort. Takeaway: a healthy gut maximizes protein absorption. Feed your microbiome with diverse plants and fermented foods like tempeh. Ask, could I add one fermented food or high-fiber plant to my meals this week? Insight 4. Tempeh, a nutritional powerhouse for muscle health. The problem. Overlooking versatile, high-quality proteins. Tempeh, a fermented soy product from Indonesia, is an underutilized tool for muscle health. Unlike ultra-processed meat substitutes, it's minimally processed, sustainable, and packed with nutrients that support muscle, gut, and metabolic health. The science. Tempeh's unique benefits. A 100-gram serving of tempeh delivers 19 g complete protein, 5-7 g fiber, 0 cholesterol, and micronutrients like iron, calcium, and magnesium. Its fermentation enhances digestibility, reducing bloating, and introduces probiotics that support gut health. A 2020 trial in Nutrients found that older adults replacing one daily animal protein serving with tempeh preserved lean muscle, improved gut health, and lowered LDL cholesterol after 12 weeks. Tempeh's protein density, 0.1 g per calorie, rivals eggs, and its fiber and phytochemicals reduce inflammation, per a 2021 study in Frontiers in Nutrition. Environmentally, tempeh is a win. A University of Michigan life cycle analysis, 2019, showed it requires 74% less water, 94% fewer greenhouse gas emissions, and 90% less land than beef, making it a sustainable choice for health and values. Practical tools. Making tempeh delicious. Here are ways to incorporate tempeh. Stir-fry or grill. Marinate tempeh in tamari, garlic, and ginger, then stir-fry with vegetables or grill as a cutlet. Example: Tempeh with broccoli and brown rice, 25 g protein, 10 g fiber. Crumble for versatility. Use crumbled tempeh in tacos, chili, or pasta sauce. Example: tempeh black bean tacos with avocado and salsa, 20 g protein. Snack Smart. Air fry tempeh strips with smoked paprika for a crispy, protein-rich snack, 19 g per 100 g. Real-world example: a 70-year-old nurse in our workshop was skeptical of meat alternatives, but loved balsamic marinated tempeh roasted like a cutlet. She found it flavorful and satisfying, integrating it twice weekly without feeling deprived of meat. Takeaway: tempeh is a complete, bioavailable protein that supports muscle, gut, and cholesterol health while aligning with sustainability. Ask: could I try tempeh once this week, stir-fried or grilled, to see how it fits? Insight 5. Protein timing and satiety. Building sustainable habits. The problem: skewed protein patterns. Most Americans consume 10-15 g protein at breakfast and over 40 g at dinner, but this skewed pattern is suboptimal for muscle health. Evenly distributing protein enhances MPS, stabilizes energy, and reduces hunger, supporting long-term adherence. The science. Timing for muscle and appetite. A 2014 study in the Journal of Nutrition showed that older adults consuming 25-30 g protein per meal built more muscle than those with skewed intake, despite equal total protein. Protein's high satiety reduces subsequent calorie intake, per a 2016 meta-analysis in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, improving body composition. Timing also regulates blood sugar, reducing hunger spikes that lead to processed snack cravings. Practical tools. Balancing protein across meals. Here are ways to distribute protein. Anchor breakfast with protein. Swap toast and jam for whole grain toast with almond butter and soy milk, 18-22 g protein, or oats with hemp seeds and berries, 20 g. Lunch and dinner swaps. Try a lentil salad, 14 g protein, with edamame, 11 g, for lunch, or tempeh stir-fry, 19 g, for dinner. Leftovers work well for consistency. Smart snacks include edamame, 11 g per half a cup, roasted chickpeas, 7 g per a quarter cup, or a pea protein smoothie, 20 g. To boost protein between meals. Real-world example: Don, an 82-year-old participant, added tofu to his Monday stir-fry, then expanded to Thursdays and a post-walk smoothie. Over 6 months, he increased protein from 40 g to 80 g daily, feeling satisfied without restriction. Takeaway: evenly spaced protein, 25-30 g per meal, enhances muscle retention and satiety. Anchor meals with protein to crowd out less nutritious foods. Ask: could I add a protein anchor to one meal, like tempeh at dinner? Insight 6. Real meals for real lives. Making it sustainable. The problem: habits trump perfection. Nutrition science is useless if it doesn't fit your life. Many older adults stick to familiar routines: cereal for breakfast, meat and potatoes for dinner, out of habit, not laziness. The challenge is tweaking these routines to support muscle health without feeling restrictive. The science. Behavioral change and food joy. In the DipFits trial, successful participants made small, realistic changes, e.g., adding protein to breakfast rather than overhauling diets. A 2019 study in health psychology showed that small, consistent habits, e.g., one plant-based meal weekly, were 40% more likely to stick than drastic changes. Protein-rich, high-fiber meals also increase satiety, naturally reducing intake of ultra-processed foods, per a 2020 study in Appetite. Practical tools. Building muscle-friendly meals. Here's the 1-2-3 rule for sustainable meals. 1 plant-based protein. Include tempeh, tofu, lentils, or edamame per meal. 2 colors of vegetables. Add spinach, tomatoes, broccoli, or bell peppers for diversity and micronutrients. 3 plant-based meals weekly. Replace meat with plant proteins 3 times a week. Examples: breakfast, sprouted grain toast with almond butter, soy latte, and chia seeds, 18-22 g protein. Lunch, whole grain wrap with hummus, tempeh, arugula, and roasted peppers, 20 g protein. Dinner, whole wheat pasta with lentil meatballs, kale, and marinara, 20 g protein. Emphasizing joy and culture, food must be flavorful and culturally resonant. Experiment with Asian, tempeh stir-fry with tamari, garlic and bok choy. Mediterranean, chickpea stew with lemon, cumin and greens. Southwestern, black bean chili with smoked paprika and sweet potato. Real-world example: a workshop participant replaced meat with tempeh in tacos twice weekly, using familiar spices like cumin and chili powder. She enjoyed the meals, felt satisfied, and noticed improved energy, showing how small swaps align with existing habits. Takeaway: sustainable meals start with small, joyful changes. Use the 1-2-3 rule to integrate plant proteins without overhauling routines. Ask, what's one familiar meal I could tweak with a plant-based protein? Bringing it all together. A gentle challenge. Let's recap the 6 insights for preventing muscle loss after 60. Plant proteins rival eggs. Tempeh and soy score as high as eggs on PDCAAS, offering fiber and sustainability. Overcome anabolic resistance. Distribute 25-30 g protein per meal with leucine-rich foods and movement. Support your gut. Feed your microbiome with 30-plus plant foods and fermented options like tempeh. Tempeh's power. A complete protein with gut and cholesterol benefits. It's versatile and sustainable. Time protein wisely. Evenly spaced meals, 25-30 g, enhance MPS and satiety. Make it real. Use the 1-2-3 rule for sustainable, joyful meals that fit your life. Muscle health isn't just about strength. It's about independence, resilience, and vitality. Small, intentional choices like adding tempeh to one meal or balancing protein intake compound to preserve lean mass and support metabolic health. These shifts also align with broader values: sustainability, compassion, and a healthier planet. Here's your challenge. Try one plant-based meal this week with a high-quality protein like tempeh or tofu. Notice how it tastes, how you feel, and how it fits your values. No tracking, no guilt, just curiosity. Over time, these micro-shifts create a trajectory for stronger, healthier aging. Why this matters: preventing muscle loss is about respecting aging, not fearing it. It's about meeting your 70s, 80s, and beyond with strength and grace. Your food choices ripple outward, nourishing your body, supporting the planet, and inspiring others. If the science-backed, values-driven approach resonates, experiment with one change and share your experience. What plant protein will you try? How does it feel to eat with intention? Let's build a community that values health, science, and sanity, one meal at a time.